It's good. We're coming close to the canvas today. We're gonna be picking away at it. Picking away. It's right now the piece is pretty much all dry, like dry to the touch. So I can really lean in. There'll be some like wet spots, but for the most part, I let it dry for a good number of hours overnight and then most of the day. And now I can really play with it. I'm touching something that's wet. That green, that lime green doesn't like me touching it, but all this is touch dry. It's a little tacky. The reason why it's even worth mentioning is because it's my favorite time to paint, when I have like a pretty good base, and then I can start really messing around, not messing around, like really pulling it together. I like it a lot. Music's a little loud. Yeah, I really like this part of the. I like this part of the painting a lot. It's the most fun. Yeah. If I had to choose my favorite part, it's right now. The music's threw me off a little bit. So we're gonna go around. I'm nice and close to the canvas. And then we're gonna go around and just start pulling it all together by these little micro strokes. These little micro brush strokes. There's still a little sculpting happening, meaning like I'm still concerned with some of the features and like making sure they're accurate, but I'm also more concerned with just putting the details on now, more than actually like reshaping the eyes and reshaping the nose. I'm gonna just go with what I got for the most part. You know, I'm doing a little bit of sculpting here with his cute little chubby cheeks. With flesh colors, you want to have color in there. You don't want just like kind of like whites. Stay away from the whites. You want some color in there. If there's a little too much color, blend it out. Just and set your mind on little strokes. Don't start making big moves. I was kind of just telling myself that, but we're not here today for big moves, especially right now. But you see that little bit of color makes a big difference. We're not just adding white highlights or like really light flesh colors. No, you want color in there still, even though that these areas are pretty bright and pretty light in value. You want like light color, not light white, if that makes sense. I'd rather have some color in there now, especially, and then I can brighten them up. I can add some more white later, but not yet. Especially with this nose, the bottom of the nose. Not too dark, but just adding some shading under there is going to help a lot. See, the color works for so many things in the face. We went from the base of the nose to the lips. Yeah, that's right, yeah. It's probably a little too dark, but let's get it in there and then just fan it out a little. So, yeah, it's just like minor sculpting now. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to redraw these lips. I'm going to work with what I have. I don't want to move them around again. That's not the MO now. The MO is to just add details. That's it. Kind of like fine art, fine brush strokes, fine detail. Yeah, it's got to be my favorite part, but not like finishing details. This stage is my favorite. Adding like little details at the end is really fun, but this part of the painting is where you can kind of like, where I feel like I really can take advantage and bring my ideas to life. Like this is, right now is the stage for really making this idea come to life. Yesterday was fun, experimenting, playing around, but as it stood, it was good. I liked it. Like if you start this video at the beginning, you'll see where I haven't done much, mind you, but you can see the idea, like what I was thinking and what happened. But now it's like, okay, what can we do with that idea? Is that idea good or not? And it's up to me to make it good. So now I got to put the time in with these small little micro brush strokes, tickling the canvas. Just a little tickle. This music's pretty crazy. I give up on the music. I just put on whatever now. It is what it is. I went to so many like different, like, oh, free, no copyright, no royalty-free music, and then YouTube still like hits it. So then I gotta do all this shit where I message the creator and like, hey man, you said I can use your music, or it's so much extra work. Just not fun, not in. I'm sure I'm missing something and maybe I gotta pay. I've gone over this a few times now. I'm just not there yet. But this Stomp playlist is actually pretty good compared to all the other stuff I've heard and used. There's these subtle transitions in the skin. It's not even really shading, it's just transitions in some of the colors. It is obviously a darker shade here than here, but not by much. Probably like need a little more oranges in this. And some yellow ochre. A little bit of brighten it up a little bit. And a little brown. Some liquid. More titanium white. Dry your brush, clean it up. Just a subtle, again, a subtle variation of the skin tone, that's it. This is a little too green, so we're just trying to rework it a little bit. Especially that ridge. There's a little here. Everything's subtle. There's nothing too dramatic. And if it seems too dramatic, then zoom out on your reference, and step back away from the painting a little bit and see where if you've done anything too aggressive, too dramatic. Stay away from being dramatic here. You want everything just subtly blended together. Even the highlights in this particular reference are just subtle. There are some pretty dark lines here, that's fine. We'll get them. I see like more peach. More peach. And remember, the nose has red in it too. You can never go wrong with red noses. It helps it. If I remember, there's a lot of blood flow under the nose. So they're a little bit red. Same with around the eyes. Same with the lips. something there. What's going on there? There's a hair. Just a little boy in a grown man's body. Hi, I'm just a little boy in a grown man's body. Tyrone, what's up? Morning. Up early. Good to see you. I messaged you on Instagram too. I was asking about your gig. What time is it there? I didn't see on my way to work now, 5 a.m. Wow. Time is good question. 4 in the afternoon, 4 p.m. So you're like 11 hours, I think. Yeah, you're up early. Every day like that? And then even on the weekend, you get up just naturally early too? Kind of, kind of having that routine is pretty good. A couple years ago, I was like stuck in a really bad time, a routine where I was getting up at like early afternoon, like getting up at 2 or 3, I think. And took me so long to get out of that routine. Sounds like you could say, oh, sounds like, what is it? Like, oh, must be nice. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I was stuck at like going to bed at 6 in the morning. And even if I wanted to get out of that, I couldn't. I was like deep. My routine was really off for such a long time, and it became like depressing. And when I get up earlier these days, I much rather. I like going to bed tired. When you go to bed at like 6 sometimes, you're just, it's like I wasn't, yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. Sure, it's nice for a month when you can just go to bed at any time, but then when you get stuck in that kind of vicious cycle with like kind of no discipline, like I couldn't, even if, here's the thing, even if I wanted to go like switch it up, it took so long to break that routine, maybe because I'm older. So it wasn't like I could just stay up till 6 and then go to bed the next day at like 12. No, I was like, it was really challenging for so long. Like I even would complain to my mother about like, I can't get out. I can't get out of this routine. But actually, it took like a natural disaster. I swear to God. Our house got flooded out, like destroyed. And my routine has been better ever since. Like I'm going to bed at definitely, last night was probably like 1. So you must go to bed early, Tyrone, like 10 or something? 10 is late or early or what? Matt, RIP, what's up? You're watching South Park right now? What are you watching? Just like old ones or new ones? Yeah, so you can stay up late on the weekend, eh? I think you're younger than me. I feel like that just I I don't know. There's something wrong with my sleeping pattern, so I just know that I hate going to bed late and waking up late. It's not going to bed late. I get a lot of work done when I'm like up in the wee hours of the morning, but getting up late just feels so depressing. And I feel like I just couldn't manage that at all. It was kind of pathetic. But now that my routine's back, I feel so much better about myself. Here's another thing about getting older. as you get older, you just start noticing you're older than everyone else. It's not that you feel old or anything. It's just even like when I get pulled over, or like we have police stops here, like checkpoints, police checkpoint, and all the, like don't get me wrong, there's older cops, but like just in general, like the delivery guy, I'm older. The police checkpoints, I'm older. The people I'm chatting with online, I'm older. I was thinking about you, Tyrone. Like, yeah, if you'll still have the ability to like go to bed late and get up early if you have to, for whatever reason, something shifts where that becomes like ridiculously challenging. At least it is for me. Like something about like you have to give me like $1,000 or like some sort of serious like commitment to get out of bed early, like if I haven't slept 8 hours or something. Anyways, moving on. I'm older. You start memorizing the faces a little bit too. Like when you've been working on something for a long time, you kind of know where everything is. After looking at the reference photo for a long time too, like you just start to, you can kind of put together everything. It's a nice feeling. There she is. I feel like math is involved sometimes, like with measurements in the sense of like, okay, how much shift actually happens in the colors, because you also have color on the panel already. So if you add too much and then blend it, it's too dark. But you have to take into account for the fact that there's paint already on here. It's now like I've painted everything. It's not just adding the one color. You have to take into account that there's other color on the canvas. So there's like a bit of a mixing mathematics to it, chemistry. I'm not very good at math, but in this case, you kind of got to be at least in touch with the idea when you're mixing your colors. Because you're not just mixing it on the palette, you're mixing it also on the panel. You're taking what's there already and blending them. Back to these little micro strokes. Slow down. Think about what you're doing. Enjoy what you're doing. Not this again. This song's got like witches laughing. Come on. No one asked for witches laughing in my songs. There she is. There's the little birthday girl. Work on these lips. They're very often not pink or red. Again, almost like a variation of skin tones with, yes, more red in there, but not red how it's the same as like when you add black for lines. Things are not black, they're shades of browns and greens. Blues, dark blues, grays, lots of gray, dark gray, sure. I think you'll save your painting sometimes if you really start diving in like, hey, things are not sharp red, things are not ivory black. They are subtle, more than you think. More witches cackling. Come on. I really hope one day they figure out how I'm allowed just to play the music I want. And everyone gets paid, or come on. Like, you can use music for the shorts. You can use whatever music you want for the reels, but you can't play music while you're streaming. It's weird. And then you're left with witches cackling. That's what you get. They gotta figure that out. Mind you, I feel like I'm kind of in the minority because other people just talk. So they don't need music. I need music when I'm working. Absolute must. I can't have like dead silence. It's absurd. Raid, what's up? No. Mold, what's going on? Mold, sorry. I was deep into the zone. 7 p.m. Wow, oh, you're 4. Okay, we're in the same world, man. Tyrone, we're in the same. You get me. You get me, Tyrone. Yeah, I just turned 42 earlier this week. And it felt all right. I like being 40. I remember feeling good at 40. 42 didn't really have anything attached to it. 41 was a little harder, I think. Had a little weight. 42, it felt like nothing. Mold, no, I don't really do commissions, but I love ideas. So if you got good ideas, and then sometimes people give me ideas and I'll paint some sort of version of it. And if you like it, you can buy it, but I don't really like, I get pretty discouraged when painting. Sometimes people are really bang on with what I'm doing and we can work something out. But I have a really hard time with committing to, like I did a commission earlier this year and it took like 6 months when normally like paintings take 2 or 3 days. I'm not joking. Mind you, it wasn't really my style. It was like a portrait style. But 6 months, like I just couldn't. It was really hard for me. So, but when people have ideas, someone gave me like chef yesterday. I'm really thinking a lot about chef. They weren't even saying it for a commission. They just gave me a good idea. I was thinking about chef, and that might come to life. And then if you're like, oh, I want you to do chef or something, and then sometimes they come to life just naturally. And then you can decide if you like the painting enough and you want to grab it. Great, but there's no pressure on my end. There's no pressure on your end. But if you're like, hey, can you paint my cat wearing a hat? I don't know. I think there's better people to do that kind of work than me because, like, look at this. How can I commission something like this? When I started this painting, I had no idea I was going to paint Kevin James. I thought I was gonna paint, I thought I was gonna paint, shit. Uh, I set out to kind of, I was looking at, I don't even remember now. Oh, I think maybe Joe Rogan. I just couldn't, I had no energy. Didn't, I was like, nah, I'm good. I actually still might paint Joe Rogan, but I thought Kevin James. But you can kind of see that crossover, because aren't they friends? There's some sort of connection there. But that's how my commissions will work, I think, in general. You have an idea, throw it out there, and it'll go in my incubator, and then some months down the road, or next week, or next year, you might see it come to life, and then you're like, oh, I gotta get that. It's great, what I'm really looking for, and then kind of how I work. Sometimes I lose out on opportunities doing that, and then sometimes like people are just really in tune with what I create, and they're like, hey, can you do like this, and you have full creative freedom. Sometimes I will do that, but I even feel bad for the client or the customer or the friend, because I'm like, oh, locking me in is really hard, and there's a lot of abstraction to my work too. So over the years, I've just started saying, no, I don't really do commissions. They just stress me out, or they just don't come together that easy for me. So that's my rant on commissions for today. And some people are just way better at it than I am. When it's like, hey, can you do this like this? And they're like, sure. And they can whip it up quickly and really well done. It's just, I find that really challenging. Not even challenging, I just don't like it. I think challenging's fine. But I don't know, maybe I should be open to more commissions. I battle with this all the time. In my own head. Aiden, what's up? Yeah, part of the abstract in my pieces helps me find the actual ideas too. Like, I just build on old ideas, and abstract helps me find a lot of new ideas and directions. And sometimes it allows me to, like, okay, I want to just like really hyper focus on this idea. It's a little less abstract. In this case, it's very abstract. And then what I'm painting right now is kind of a little less so, but then there's elements that are super surreal and nonsensical. That's really important for my creative process, just to be like, oh no, I don't want, like, even if I don't want to paint something very well, I can detach pretty easily and just make it a little like crazy. I need freedom when I'm creating. So it's like the same thing with the commissions. They're like, why doesn't that look like her ear? It's like, oh. Because I didn't want to paint it. I didn't want to paint his ear. Like, I didn't want to paint them. I didn't want to paint those fucking ears. These are like, oh, what's this Alfred E. Newman ears? A little too much. Still too much. See, pull some off there. Sometimes when you put highlights in like this, it's like, oh, he's really greasy. He's a greasy little fella. I like my characters greasy. Wet and greasy. Let's start making him a little bit wet. You know, he's been out in the sun all day. Hasn't showered for a bit. There's grease happening. Grease formation. I'm just as shocked as you are. I can't believe this. Greasy Kevin. I think I have a just figured out like one of my goals. I want to be in like a lineup waiting for a celebrity to arrive, like a red carpet. Like imagine waiting for, you know, not even like I'm not talking about like a big event like the Oscars or anything, but just to be like in the audience waiting for Kevin James to show up like at a talk show or something. And he arrives early, but you're there waiting. And I just want to scream out like, Kevin, oh my God. I want to feel that. I want to feel that excitement when I see a celebrity. I want to feel that and like yell and lose my mind. Like, oh my gosh, Kevin, look at me. And then you can even say like, oh my God, he looked at me. Kevin. Like to have that excitement, I think is interesting. It says a lot about a person, I think. You get that a lot more, I guess, when you're younger. But I want to have that again. No, don't get me wrong. I would be starstruck if I met certain people. I'm not saying that. But to be screaming in a line, that is crazy. I just want to be in a line screaming for Kevin James's arrival. Where's Kevin? Where are you, Kevin? waiting 6 hours for Kevin James's arrival, but you're not even part of the event. You're not even going to the show. You're just out. You're just a bystander. Think about that. Think about it. Back to the witch's laughter, the cackling music. Trying to think about who I'd wait for now. Who would I? I think I'd be pretty thrilled to meet Jim Carrey, but I would try to act cool and I would try to get myself convinced. I could just be yourself, relax, allow myself to look stupid. That's how I'd want to react. All right, Tyrone, have a killer day, man. Make that money. Enjoy, relax, enjoy yourself. Take it easy. Good to see you pop up, as always. It's nice. It's nice to see your name pop up. Hope your day is super chill and easy and fun. Jokes, lots of jokes with your buddies, your workmates. Until next time. I'll see you soon. Oh, there she is. Yep. This is a little weird here. Again, there's these subtle changes in the skin. There's little variations. Most of everything is really soft too. Soft is good. If you make like a strong line, it then has more significance when you have like strong, strong strokes. His eyebrows are a little off. We'll look at those now. A little higher up. A little higher up. Maybe a little down here. Kind of got a unibrow if I have to be brutally honest. There's some like hairs happening here. This is what I was talking about earlier with like your chemistry or math. Like I am putting on one color right now, but I'm blending it into the wet paint. It's not dripping wet, it's just there's like paint there and I'm gonna mix it in. So you're not actually adding the color that's on your brush. You're creating a new color. And you want to kind of have the foresight to know that when you're and if you go slow, you can kind of catch it and see like, okay, that's the color I'm looking for. But that is something you need to be definitely aware of. It's really important when you're going for like fine details. There she is. Kind of want to give him some like mustard stains, like he had a hot dog incident or something, but not yet. Let's see what happens here. Like a messy little guy. Hey, you're such a messy little guy. Oh, messy little guy. So we got a line more here. Today's music is spooky. Spooky tunes. Let's get those lips going again. Some browns, some reds, and then some of that flesh color that I got in there to give us like a light pink. Now I see some areas that have a little more red on this side. There's some pretty dramatic lines happening. To really shape those lips. We'll even come back a little bit more here. We are dark here. We're dark there too. Okay. Okay, we're dark further down. Clean your brush, dry it off, come back. Because you're mixing in with the other paint that's on here. You want it to be soft. Soft and gentle. Little micro strokes. And this goes up. This is bright here. And by bright I just mean comes down here. We'll go a little harder over here because I want to see how close we are with these lips or not. I'm not sure yet. So let's just add all the fundamentals. It's got highlights here. They kind of come down here. Okay, so you're blocking it out. It's a little more round here, so we'll add a little red and peach. looks like you got that, it kind of comes down. Maybe these are a little high, so we'll just bring it down, pull up. Seems a little bright, so we'll soften it. Come back this way, soften that. Right here is the highest point of the lips. There's a little mark there. Too much. Get your skin color, add some greens and blacks, some skin tones, some oranges. Calm this down. It's darker over here. That's pretty fat, so what we're going to do is we go back, completely dry brush. Super duper, super duping. Is this oil or acrylic? Hey, how you doing? It's acrylic and oil. Right now I'm just using oils. But a lot of the underpainting was acrylics. So this is pretty radical here, as in how dark it actually is. That's fine. Here too, we'll add a little bit. So I'm adding the same color throughout, the same dark. Okay. Come back. This kind of comes down. Well, that smirk, right? He's got that little childish smirk. Come back here. It's not that dark here, so we're gonna work it a little more. I'm really looking at my reference pretty closely because his lips are important to give you that Kevin James the Kevin James smirk that we all know and love. I just took off the paint on the brush. I'm just gonna work around. Remember, there's paint here already, so I'm working in the old paint with the new, with a not a clean brush, but just I wipe it off with the tissue. I'm using the paint that's on the canvas with a little bit of the new color that I made. That red, I gotta go to a whole new red to get a kind of like a different color altogether for this one side of the lips. But get your small brush, clean it off, double check don't go too dark. So I made a whole new shade of red right now because just found like I wasn't getting what I needed with the vermilion red. So I went with like a crimson red, hopefully to darken up these areas, but still Now I'm really looking at my reference to see what are the actual shape. I'm leaning into my canvas, like I'm close. If you look at me from afar, I'm a foot away from it. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't have a lot of paint on my brushes right now. Working in the other colors with the new. It's going up. Bring back some of that new color you got. I see it more over here actually. There we go. For some reason it's dark here. Like shockingly, but I think it matters, so we'll do it. I keep cleaning my brush because these dark colors you can really work them around the piece, and it's down about there. So it's a lot of blending, and with a small little brush, right? So you're not doing a lot of damage. You're just making these subtle changes. And at this point, it's almost too much for this guy. He doesn't deserve this much attention. But here I am. I just clean my brush completely, but then I dry it off in my tissue holding in my hand. I want to work it. It'll still be a little wet from the mineral spirit, so you can move it around pretty easy. But as you can see, I was just working with the paint that's already on the canvas. And I think that's an important tip. If you got paint on the canvas, you gotta be able to use it too. It's not all for nothing. There's utility in there. I think we think of painting, we just keep adding more and more color without taking the other colors that are already there into consideration. Okay. Now this part might be a little too much, so we'll bring it down. So what I do is I mix my color. I got some color on this brush. It's a darker value. I want to add a little of the lit red that I made, but then I clean off my brush. So there's paint on here. I clean it off. Then I go over here because I just want this like subtle, really light. I wouldn't be the best teacher. There's some really great artists on YouTube that really give you like a really clear, explanation of what's happening. And the more I try to do that, I just realize, good luck, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I just paint. That's what I do. but I am trying to explain my logic to you, what I'm thinking about maybe. Because these aren't rules or even guides, they're just what I'm doing to try to get the results I'm looking for. He's just got some after shadow, or what's it called? 6 o'clock shadow, 5 o'clock shadow. These greeny and blues mixed with the other, again, paint that's on the canvas. More cackling. But when you add these kinds of features, I find that it makes a portrait go a long way. These blues and green, the 5 o'clock shadow. Starts kind of giving him some more dimension. They're very subtle, you see that? It's just like very, there's not a lot of paint on my brush. But it kind of brings it out a little bit more. Kind of wipe your brush off first. It's a lot, so we'll just tidy it up. Soften these lines up. What's happening here? He's actually got a line here. This is funny. I don't think I noticed this until now. He's got a little smirk line here. It's quite funny, actually. Whoa. I'll have to fix that up. It's a little bit too much. How will we fix that up? Let's find out. Just brighten it up. More paint even. So that's kind of like actually what just happened there is, it's not even a mistake, because sometimes the more paint on your canvas, the better. So I'm just changing it. It's not even fixing anything. So with that mentality, you can't really make mistakes. I could in theory, where I just start messing with his lips too much and I start to lose them. So yes, mistakes can happen, but that's not gradual, especially when you got these small brushes. That's like a big commitment to mess with these lips. Can it happen? Does it happen? Yep, it does. But it won't happen this time. But when I made this like line too fat, or like I brought this out too much, there's just more paint on the canvas. It's not like didn't destroy anything. Let's bring it some here. It's a lot. I want to finish this today, so onward. It does come down there. Wipe this brush. Oh, get a new brush. It definitely doesn't go down this floor. Clean all your brushes. Clean them good. Dry them off. Pick a little color. Not too bright. Clean it off. Work with what you just put on there. Kind of pinky. You see kind of a slight correction. When it goes up, it kind of goes up here too. Aw, more adorable than ever. Oh, God. Sometimes I can see myself driving myself mental because sometimes I just kill myself. Like, I never set out to, earlier this week, I never set out to paint Kevin James as Mr. Garrison. And here we are. Like, I'll get comments sometimes that say, like, I can't remember, there was a couple criticisms, like, essentially, like, why would you paint that? Or like, why though, like all that time on that, like kind of, essentially that was the sentiment. Like, why would you spend so much time doing that? And that's a really actually interesting question. And it can drive one mad, I think. But like, why would someone make this song? It's kind of the same principle. More cackling. Clean your brush, dry it off, and then work with what you just did. There's a lot of paint on this right now. Doesn't mean you can't add paint, it's just a technique I'm offering to use what's on there. All right, you see I'm just using this. Kind of calms things down, works with what's on there, blends them together. You see that? He just like stole some from his cheek, brought it over there. Let's do it again. Let's It's not that dramatic. You gotta calm things down. Some parts are not as dramatic as your brain makes them out to be. There's just ever so slightly curves. There's ever so slightly color variation. So when you use the paint that's on the canvas already, and kind of it helps you get those subtle subtleties instead of adding more. Just use what you have. It's a little trick for you. I don't always do that. As you can see, I'll add paint, of course. It's got this line here that's kind of shocking, but it's there. And some lines don't go all the way up, they just stop. The face is a funny little thing. Bye. I love you. What's going on?
Can I tell
Yeah, I'm gonna. No one's on anyway.
you? Bye.
Bye.
I love us.